Three-time Pro Bowler. He led the NFL in passing touchdowns in 2005. He won the Heisman at USC. He knows everything there is to know about the NFL and quarterbacking. Carson Palmer, great to be with you this morning. Congrats on an amazing career. And I guess we could start with Sam Darnold, who I'm curious if you thought, I know you've said a lot of nice things about him, but did you think coming out of the draft that he was the best quarterback in the draft?
I thought he was the most can't miss prospect in the draft. I thought Josh Allen has a little bit better package just as far as arm talent. But as far as, drafting a guy that can start for you for the next 10 to 15 years, he's good enough to win you a Super Bowl. He's good enough to make the players around him better and make the team better. I thought he was the most can't miss prospect coming out, and I think he showed that on Monday night as the other two guys were watching.
Now, how hard would that have been for you? First pass in your NFL career, you throw a pick six, and now you got to play the rest of the game and come back from that. I thought that was maybe the most impressive part.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely didn't shy away, and to open up on Monday night, the youngest rookie quarterback to start in I don't know how many years. He just didn't flinch. It didn't look too big for him. He didn't look nervous. I know he wanted that first pass back, but stuff like that can you learn a lot from those mistakes, and you move on. And Sam, it didn't affect the rest of his game. He came right back out, came out firing. He wasn't gun shy. Like I said, it wasn't too big for him, and I'm excited to watch him play the rest of the year.
Were you ready to play right when you entered the NFL? I mean, they made you wait for a bit there, but could you have stepped right in your mind?
I wasn't ready to step in and be as effective as our starter at the time, John Kitna. Yeah. He had been playing really good football. He'd been in the league for probably 8 years at the time, and I was just coming in and just trying to kind of figure out what was what. So in my situation there, I wasn't ready to be as effective as John was. And John had a great year, my rookie year, and it was a great opportunity for me to sit back and watch him play. And I kind of thought that might happen with Sam, to be honest, with Josh McCown, kind of a similar situation that Sam's in. Josh is a great player, a great mentor, the exact guy you want to help mold your young third pick in the draft. And I thought Josh might end up getting the nod, but to see Sam get that opportunity and go out and play that way, and then to see Josh on the sidelines helping him out right there by his side and in his corner the whole time was really nice to see.
Yeah, how important is that, by the way, for a young quarterback to have a guy like Josh McCown, who's basically beloved across the league for being a guy who will help prop up whoever he's around? How important is that for a young quarterback? Is it overrated, like the quarterback room?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's vital. I don't think owners and GMs understand the importance of that, because it's good to have, it's great to have a great quarterback coach and have somebody that can sit there and watch film with you and help you along. But having a guy that's done it and a guy that's playing right next to you and got shoulder pads on next to you in practice you're warming up with, and a guy that's been, in a game in the huddle down by 20 points when he's playing bad and up by 20 points when he's playing good, and being able to rely on a veteran like that is vital. I don't think there's that people put enough impetus on how important that is, and the maturity process and all the things that come with that. And you look at Sam's young. Sam's not a fifth-year senior coming out. He came out early. He doesn't have a ton of game experience, and Josh does. Josh has been around forever, been in a ton of different systems. So Sam really hit a home run and got really lucky with that situation in New York with Josh right there by his side.
You're making me think, by the way, back for a second about your Bengals career, and I know it's revisionist history and whatnot, but if you don't get hurt against the Steelers, do you think that Bengals team maybe makes it to a Super Bowl?
I mean, yeah, we could all sit here and play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game. Of course, I'd like to think that, but that was one of our better teams, or one of the better teams I played on. We had beat Pittsburgh right before that for the division, but that was a great Steeler team. I mean, that when you think back to the players on that defense and the players on offense, that run of a handful of years and the 2 Super Bowls that they won, and just year in, year out, for it seemed like 5 or 6 years, they were the number one defense in the league. And, you talk about the players they had on that team with, Brett Kiesel and Kimo von Olenhoff and Casey Hampton, and then Ferrier and Larry Foote in the linebacker positions. Just you go on and on. And that was such a good football team and such a great defense. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to sit here and play that game and say, yeah, we would have. But at the end of the day, they're the ones with the rings and the Lombardi Trophy.
Right. You had that Bengals team rolling. But let's move on to the Cardinals for a second here. And Sam Bradford, people are, they're already asking the question, should Josh Rosen start in week 2? How do you go about that if you're Arizona? I know that they're in a kind of a tricky spot.
No, I think Sam's the guy, and until something bad happens, injury-wise, or they're far enough out of it, you have to play a young guy in that kind of situation. But this is a brand new offensive system for him. There's a lot of new players on both sides of the ball. It's a new coaching staff. Sam's there for the first time. Josh is there for the first time. So, Sam just needs to continue to work and continue to play, and he'll get better. But it's not time to jump off the top and say let's flip this thing over and give it to the young guy. Just continue to work Sam in the system and work the guys around him, and continue to feed the ball to David Johnson, who's probably one of the best handful of running backs in the NFL, and see what happens.
I saw you sent a tweet to Drew Stanton from some river where I'm assuming you were kayaking or doing some relaxing activity. How is the retirement treating you here? Are you missing football, or what's it like for you right now?
Yeah, I'm having fun, kind of rubbing it in guys' faces. Like I called out Drew Stanton when he was probably sitting in a run game install meeting or a red zone breakdown meeting. On one of his long 7, 8, 9, 10-hour days at the facility while I was out in the river fly fishing and catching rainbow trout. So yeah, I like every once in a while I'll get old teammates that reach out, and it's kind of fun to finally be the guy that's kind of rubbing it in some of the guys' noses. Like, yeah, how's your Friday going? Oh, you're probably at practice. Well, I'm headed to the beach, or I'm headed to do something fun. So I'm definitely having fun with it, and I missed the game to an extent, but I had 15 great years, and I enjoyed every second of it. I'm definitely enjoying myself in retirement.
Fair enough. Hey, quick look at the Raiders. Do you think they have their quarterback in Derek Carr? How do you see that moving forward with John Gruden?
Oh, again, it's kind of like the Arizona situation. It's just week 1. It's such a long season. There's so much football ahead of the Raiders, and there's a couple bad plays by Derek, but I think he's going to be a great player, and I think teaming him up with somebody like Gruden, who can distribute the ball and spread it out and get it in different guys' hands. You like to see Amari Cooper get more touches and Jordy Nelson get more touches, but again, I mean, it's week 1. It's been almost a decade since Coach Gruden's been in that situation on the field, calling plays, making sure different guys are getting their touches. So I think as the season goes on, that team's going to get better and better and better, and Gruden's going to get better and better and better as he gets more comfortable being back in the head coaching spot.
Yeah, Carson Palmer working with FedEx. Before we get to that, I saw that your football life is coming out this Friday on the NFL Network. Larry Fitzgerald giving you some love. What are we going to learn about you in this that we don't know, Carson?
Well, quite a bit. I mean, I throughout my entire career never really did a ton of media stuff. I never had any media in my home or camera crews in my home, so that was the first for me. And kind of rehashed on a lot of stuff over all the way back from high school through my days as a Bengal and days as a Raider, and then finishing up in Arizona. So I think it's a pretty interesting glimpse into a 15-year career that over the years I didn't get too personal on a lot of subjects or on a lot of topics. And when you do the football life and you realize that your career is over and how old you are, that's the time to reflect on all those things. And I did a lot of reflecting. Really
cool. So, all right, we're working with FedEx today. Tell me why this is something that's important to you and that you wanted to sign up for.
Yeah, I'm the FedEx spokesman for the Air and Ground Awards for the year. It's a tremendous opportunity for me. I was really excited they chose me, and we get to talk a lot of football with it. We can talk. We've been talking a lot about this week about who's going to win the Air and Ground Award, and what FedEx is doing is they're donating $2,000 for the air winner and $2,000 for the ground winner for each week, and that money goes to their USO program that helps our retired servicemen and servicewomen that are retiring from the military and serving our country. It helps them move on to the next phase of their life and their next career. So FedEx is raising a lot of money for the USO, and then also the FedEx Football Fellowship Program, which is an amazing program. Two retired servicemen or women get to work for the Tennessee Titans, and two get to work for the Washington Redskins and be a part of an NFL team for 12 weeks. It's a 12-week program that kind of shows them the inner workings of an NFL team and get to see the behind-the-scenes stuff that's going on in Washington and behind-the-scenes stuff that's going on in Tennessee. And it's a tremendous program, and it gives me an opportunity to talk football each week, and I get to vote just along with all NFL fans each week. You can vote on Facebook, you can vote on Twitter, you can vote on NFL.com/FedEx and choose your favorite player or who you think is most deserving of the FedEx Air Award or who's most deserving of the FedEx Ground Award.
16th season of the Air and Ground program. Carson, great to talk to you. Last one, Marvin Lewis, you came in with him. How long is he going to coach the Cincinnati Bengals till what, 2030? What's going? That's an amazing run in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he just signed an extension, a 37-year extension. So he'll outlast the entire organization, the entire family's organization, and all players on the roster. Yeah, he's been doing it. He's been doing it for a long time, and I had the opportunity to play for him for 9 years, and he'll get it going this year. They started off 1-0. It was a big win against a good Indianapolis team. I think he's going to sneak up on some people too. But man, Joe Mixon looked good. He was almost in the running for the FedEx Ground Award winner, but Adrian Peterson and a couple other guys beat him to it. But they got a good thing going this year.
Carson, appreciate the time. Great to talk to you.
Thank you. You too. Take care.